What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Okay, I don't know if this is a group or an individual. I'm gonna go with a group. So, making, hopefully, their debut on the channel tonight. I hope this is a group. We have ZillaKami. Yes, indeed. How about that? ZillaKami making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to do all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity boobity bop, do me a favor. Before you do all that clicking and liking, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Damian Sanchez, and Damian wanted to see me react to this song by ZillaKami called 33rd Blakk Glass. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, time out, I recognize this, I know I've heard this before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by City Morgue, okay? And the video has 1.8 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. 33rd Blakk Glass. That's all I got. That's all there is. Oh boy, I hope this is right. Listen, this is the link I was given by the requester, so if this is not correct, don't blame me, blame the requester. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Godzilla with the microwave, cause it hit you at Ziggler with the steel plate slap, make the ground shake. Y'all do too much, feeling pain, you move too much. Proceed like sorry, not sorry. Stop him down, war door, let him all off. All out war till you get it called off. Chop him down, war door, let him all off. All out war till you get it called off. Look him like bodybuilder bitch with the big tool. 30 hanging out like niggas used to skip school. R.P. Woozy, I'm the nigga you can live through. Get a big blood with his motherfucking wrist blue. Tell popping through the mail, he can send a bricks through. Got an addict for the touchdown when they get through. Pussy boy, kill that noise, on that boy, get through. Listen, you a bitch, little nigga, I'm a pit bull. Drop a location, pull up on him, check his temperature. Cause when we bump past, make sure you got the energy. I'ma lead a pump stack, pouring out the Hennessy. Niggas in the trunk dead, niggas can't remember me. Shut him down, war door, let him all off. All out war till you get it called off. Chop him down, war door, let him all off. All out war till you get it called off. Let's fade away into the rain. Don't entertain what they cannot relate. Little black mask.
I have mixed feelings about this. I like the beat. The beat's nice. Whoever made the beat, very nice job. It's definitely got the push. It's definitely got the drive. It's definitely got the energy, but in a kind of a dark way. Kind of like that not dissonant, but in a very, I don't know if I would go as far as say menacing, but definitely that feeling of impending doom. Boom. Let me see, what key is that? Boom. B. We're in B. B minor, which is great. One of my favorite keys, not my favorite key. D is still my favorite key, but B is definitely up there. I think it's my second favorite key. The energy on the beat feels good. The delivery of the vocals, I like the delivery. I like the intensity that's happening in there. Not wild about the N-bombs and all the cursing. I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm not trying to come off as a prude, but I'm very much a strong believer in not relying on four-letter shortcuts. You know what I mean? To me, sometimes when it's overused and there's just F-bombs in every single sentence, I just feel like that's lazy writing. You know what I mean? I'm like, isn't there anything else you could put in there? I mean, we have this extensive vocabulary, right? I mean, we have all these words in the English language that we could use in place of those. And yet we rely on those same four-letter F-bombs as a shortcut. And to me, that just comes off as lazy. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, that's the culture and that's how things are done. Who says they have to be done that way? Why can't someone stand up and do it differently? You know what I mean? I like it when people buck the system and they say, you know what? I'm not going to do what everybody else does. I'm going to take the exact same message, the exact same angle, the exact same energy, the exact same feeling, and I'm going to convey it in a way that I want to convey it, but I'm not going to rely on those stupid four-letter shortcuts. I love it when artists do that. So I'm not big on the F-bombs, and I'm really not big on the N-bombs. I don't care what the reason is. I just don't see any reason whatsoever for those N-bombs at all. But, you know, I do like the energy. I do like the drive. I do like the feel that's being conveyed here. The energy and the anger feels good, man. It does. The intensity, it feels good. I will say the chorus, I like the melodics in the vocals in the chorus. Hanging around the fifth, you know, the fifth to the minor six down to the four to the five. Da, 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 da. You know, that five to the flat six down to the four to the five. It feels good. You know, F sharp, G, E, F sharp. It feels good. I like that. I like that. It's really helping carry the song along. So there are pluses and there are minuses, you know, to this. I will say the pluses outweigh the minuses. I will say that. Anyway, let's keep going here.
Just set it down, pedal down fast, so speed it can't take my time back. If you ride with him, then go ahead and die with him. You was happy till you against me. Yeah! Came to the conclusion that you're hiding from shit because your man mysteriously be dying and shit. And that revenge, your niggas ain't never take none. They're friends, that's why I never make none. Yeah. Godzilla with the microwave, cause I hit you a Ziggler with the suplex slap, make the ground shake. Y'all do too much, really pay you too much. Proceed like sorry, not sorry. Chop him down, war to let him all off. All out war till you get it called off. Chop him down, war to let him all off. All out war till you get it called off.
It was good. It was good, and there were things about it I did enjoy. Not quite sure how this one's gonna go. Let me think about it. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was ZillaKami with 33rd Blakk Glass. That was the request from Damian Sanchez. Okay, I thought about it, and I have a score, and I will explain how I came to the score, I promise. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 6.7. Yep, 6.7. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, before we go any further, let me clear up any misconceptions about that score. Because I'm sure there are people here for the first time checking out the channel because they see one of their favorite artists, you know, being reacted to on this channel, and they want to see what's going to happen. Well, first of all, for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. You know, glad to have you guys here. Let me clear up any misconceptions or any miscommunications about what that 6.7 represents. Now, a lot of people may be under the impression that a 6.7 is a bad score. You could not be farther from the truth. For those of you who do not know, I grade on a scale of 0. I mean, I do go down to zeros. That doesn't happen very often. I've only had a few zeros handed out, but I do grade all the way down to 0, all the way up to 9.9. You know, I do give 10s on rare occasions, but it's not for the songs, for humanitarian reasons. Like if someone wrote a song to raise money for a charity and all the proceeds from that song sale, all the sales of that song goes to the charity, something like that, I'll give it 10 to, but it's never just for the song itself, I promise you. But I do go all the way down to 0. So a 6.7 is not a bad score. It's not even an okay score. Okays would be in the 5s, you know. A 6.7 by definition is actually a pretty good score. Now, how did I come to a pretty good score for a 6.7? How did I come to that? Well, the beat on this was nice. I did like the beat. It felt good. It had a good amount of energy to it. It had a good amount of drive to it. It had kind of that feeling of foreboding, that feeling of impending doom to it. You know, like the calm before the storm. I like that. I really dig that. I like the feeling that you get from that type of a song structure, especially coming from the chordal structure. Speaking of which, was really easy to follow, not hard at all. We stayed in B like the whole time. There was no deviation. It was literally holding the B minor chord like the entire time. The rhythmic placement on this, the meter, the phrasing on this, well done. Not hard to follow. Pretty simple. Relying on a lot of quarter notes and eighth notes for the rhythmic patterns, which I had no problem with whatsoever. Some upbeat and some offbeat usage, which I can appreciate that. I can definitely appreciate when it's not just always on the eighths and always on the quarters, you know. I mean, when I say by always on the eighths, it's not always on the eighths following the eighth. It's not straight eight. You know, taking some rests here and there, breaking it up, you know, not always coming in on the downbeat of 1, sometimes coming in on the end of 1. You know, not ending on the upbeat of 4, but sometimes ending on the upbeat of 3 and taking a full beat rest, you know, before you come back in on 1 or on the upbeat of 1. They did some nice things with the rests. I did appreciate that. It felt good. The energy of the song felt good. The drive felt good. I enjoyed the song for the most part. I already talked about this during the reaction, but I'm gonna just quickly mention it again. I respect artists who do not rely on 4-letter shortcuts. I'm sorry. I know people are gonna say, well, it's the culture, it's how things are done in hip hop. Says who? Where are the rules that say that you have to have F-bombs every single phrase? I mean, show me that rule book, please, by all means. Send me a link that shows me the rules that dictate. If you're gonna write a hip hop song, this is what you have to do.
I respectfully disagree.
There are no rules in art. You know, there really aren't. You can do whatever you want to do. I don't talk about my own bands very often, and I'll never give the names of the bands that I'm in, but one of the bands that I am involved in, it's like a hip hop / metal band. It's one of those hybrid bands, right? And the guy who does all the songwriting for it, he takes great care and takes a lot of pride in not relying on and not even using any curse words at all. All of our songs are radio friendly, they are radio safe, and they are kid friendly. They're the worst thing that I think we ever say. There's like one song where we say damn. I think that's it. Everything else is clean. And they're just as intense, they're just as hard, they're just as rocking as anything else out there. We've often been compared to Linkin Park, but more like early Linkin Park, like Hybrid Theory days Linkin Park. We have that kind of energy and that type of intensity, but we do not rely on 4-letter shortcuts. So I don't understand why a lot of bands, a lot of artists rely on them, and not just rely on them, but rely on them so heavily. But listen, if that's what they want to do, then that's fine. You know, if that's what they feel they need to do, I guess it's fine. But there's no, I want to be very clear. There's no rule that says you have to. I respect artists that don't. I respect artists that utilize their extensive vocabulary and come up with better things to say than those 4-letter, shortcuts. And as far as the N-bombs go, I'm sorry. I don't care what your reasoning is and what your excuse is for using those. I disagree with the use of those at any time. I don't care who you are. I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care. There is really no reason to use that N-word. I'm sorry, but there really isn't. When you could use a plethora of other words to convey the exact same message. But again, people are gonna say, well, that's the culture, that's how it's done, and I'm gonna say I disagree. I'm sorry, but I strongly disagree with that. And I know there are gonna be people who disagree with me, but I also know there are gonna be people who agree with me as well. Anyway, a 6.7 is a pretty good score. I mean, in all honesty, like I said, I'm not much of a hip hop guy. It's not something that I would ever put in my wheelhouse. It's not something that I would ever go looking for to listen to, but it is a pretty good song. There's no denying it. So that's how it's getting the pretty good score of 6.7. So 6.7, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.